Welcome to Redbeard and the Den of Tools. Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red DaBEAR, and I wish I was coming to you today with happier news, but sadly I'm not. It looks like we are in the final hours, the final days, if you would, for that long-storied retailer, Sears. I have confirmation from at least a dozen different news sources that Sears has retained experts for filing bankruptcy, and some are expecting it to come as early as this weekend. Now, you may be wondering, how do you know it's gonna happen this weekend, Red? Does the DaBEAR have some inside track? Well, the one thing I do know is that they have a $134 million debt payment on Monday. And as my understanding goes, they don't have the cash to do it. Well, as we all know, Fast Eddie Lampert, the CEO of Sears, has been trying to offer up, I think it was $400 million to buy off the Kenmore brand. It's almost like they're more than willing to let the whole thing burn rather than to see Fast Eddie there walk off with a few more bucks in his pocket. I'm not saying that's the case, but if it is, it'd be hard to blame them. And if you're asking, how bad really is it, Bear? How bad could it be? Well, how does 40 cents a share bad sound to you? Yeah, Sears has not been having a great year by any means. Looks like they were at about, they're at $3.80 a share back in mid-May. That dropped substantially. They plummeted to $2.15 here in June. Kind of worked their way back, but then started the slow slide. The funny thing is that some of you actually blamed DaBEAR here for his video being the knockout punch that knocked the Sears stock under $1. Now, my previous video came out on August 16th. As you can see here, the stock had already started to slide at that point. It was at $1.46. I'm not saying my video helped, but we go down to $1.10. So tried to make a comeback to $1.68, and today we're at 41 cents currently and dropping. I would say this is going to be a single-digit stock here by the end of day on Friday. There's just no way at this point that they have a chance of pulling this out. Even if Eddie was able to convince the board to let him buy out the Kenmore brand, $400 million at this point would, think about it, a third of that would be gone on this debt payment coming up. They have operational expenses, and their stock is, at this point, in danger of getting delisted. There's just no way this thing is pulling out of this dive. They're going into the side of the mountains. I'm sorry to say, but this is it. This is the end. I don't see them making it through Halloween. Now, granted, once they do file for bankruptcy, they will have bankruptcy protection, and that may allow them to keep operating longer in order to liquidate assets. So I'm not saying the doors themselves will close by then. I'm saying how long they have until they actually file bankruptcy. The real question is, are they going to try and file for restructuring, or are they just going to shut it down? So what does this mean to you? Well, first off, I would say if you have any of those Sears credit coupons out there, they were doing like if you bought $50 worth of stuff, you'd get a $50 coupon or whatnot. I would say you need to use those before Monday. I would use them ASAP, because as soon as they file for bankruptcy, they could have those made null and void. For those of you concerned about the Craftsman brand, not to worry, okay? In fact, this may actually be an excellent opportunity to pick up some cheap Craftsman product. There may be some sweet closeout deals around the old Sears store if you can find one that's still open. But the good news is that, as I said, Craftsman, as we know, was bought by Stanley Black & Decker. And that means that they now have the exclusive rights to build and sell Craftsman tools. And as we were talking about, you can find them at your local Lowe's and other, I think Ace and other locales as well. But Lowe's is the place where you're going to find most of the Craftsman tools. In fact, I was in a Lowe's yesterday looking to see if they had any of the new power tool displays out. Of course, they did not. But, oh my gosh, Lowe's with their bright blue branding everywhere, it looked like they had changed over to the Craftsman store. Every other end cap I could see had Craftsman products on it, and almost every little, what do you call those, little island stands where they're showing the discounted products and whatnot, those were all little Craftsman gadgets, flashlights and toolboxes and whatnot. It was a sight to see. Anyway, I'm sorry to announce this. Hope it doesn't ruin your weekend, but you know what? If you got some cubs or some little ones, maybe this is the weekend to take them down to Sears and walk around and maybe say goodbye to an old friend. Anyway, that's all for the Bear today. Take care, and as always, shine on. Unless you're Eddie Lampere, in which case I hope you get hit by a bus. Thanks for watching the video. If you'd like to help support the channel, the easiest way is our 1, 2, 3 method. First, chomp that like button, give us a thumbs up, spread the word with a share, and subscribe and ring the bell. Remember, if you don't ring the bell, YouTube doesn't really believe that you want to watch the videos. But maybe you'd like to take it a step further. Maybe you want to go over to Patreon and consider subscribing to the channel for only $1 a month. You can become a Black Bear member and help support the Den of Tools. Also, YouTube now allows us to sell merch directly on each video. Yeah, if you scroll down below the video, right where you see the description, right below that, you should start seeing a little pop-up window that shows you some of the Den of Tools merch. Or pick up a copy of the Home Distiller's Workbook, your guide to making moonshine, whiskey, vodka, rum, and so much more. And we still have the DaBEAR shirts available. Links to those items, as always, are in the description below.